Afternoon. Today is February 16th, Monday, and it is 3 p.m. I'm live from New York, and it is freezing here. I would like to talk about a show that was very educational for me. It was very insightful. It was on the show Pivot, Pivot. Um, I'm telling you that this it was God sent. I was a little bored and I was channel surfing. I never watched this channel before, and I came across it on, I believe it was Saturday evening. And what they were talking about is the deception with the doctors in the medical field. Excuse me. So I'm not sure if any of you watched the show, so I want to elaborate a little bit about it because it may be unknown to you what the doctors are doing. I'm also have at the hands of doctors have experienced this myself. And so maybe you have, or maybe you haven't. So this is a warning for you. What doctors are doing today, and they are aware of this, is they have their patients go in for back surgery or neck surgery. And not only once, twice, three, four, 5 times. I've known many people that go in for back surgery more than once or twice or 3 times, and it's unsuccessful. And these doctors are quite aware that this back surgery is not going to help their patient. However, they go ahead and do it because the only thing that they're concerned about is the money that comes in. So what these doctors are doing is they're billing the insurance company, and the only thing that they have in mind is making money and profit off of us, our patients. We're suffering in pain, and they're telling us, well, the only thing that can help you is if I go in and I correct the situation and I fuse your neck. They go in and they fuse our neck and they put in these plates when our neck wasn't meant to have these plates in there. And there's metal in our body, and it later causes more pain. And then, like for example, I had my neck fused, and after I had my neck fused, now I have more herniated disc in my neck, which is in each level. So the same thing with my back. I've had the nerve blocks done, and each time I would go in and have the nerve blocks done, I felt worse instead of better. Same thing with the injections. The injections, they want to do the injections. Oh, let's do the injections first, and we'll see how the injections work. And if the injections don't work, the second thing we will do is the epidural nerve block. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Then after we do the epidural nerve block, if the epidural nerve block doesn't work, then you become a candidate for surgery. Who out there agrees with me? Isn't this the chain of the command with the doctors? So the doctor, orthopedic doctor, the surgeon admitted that he goes into the surgery room and he performs surgeries on his patients, well aware that the surgery is not going to work for his patients. And he does have a conscious, and he knowingly knows that this surgery isn't working for his patients, and he's going to do this back surgery on his patients knowingly that it's not going to be successful. It's unsuccessful surgery. The second thing is they talked about is they prescribed the pain medication for us. After we've been on the pain medication for a period of time, we start to feel depressed because it suppresses the receptors in our brain. So then we start to feel depressed. So we go to these psychiatrists or these um, um, social workers or these therapists or these nurse practitioners. We go to them and they make $175 per hour for 15 minutes, and they see 4 patients within an hour. Now we go to them, they'll write us a prescription for antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications, and we're on that. And then that medication is telling our brain, it's weakening our brain, it's telling our brain that, okay, we're dependent now on antidepressants, and we're dependent now on the anti-anxiety medications that is telling us receptors in our brain that we can't think that when we're taking the pain medication, now our brain is telling us that the pain medication isn't working because it's the antidepressant medication, anti-anxiety medication has ruined the receptors in our brain that it can no longer function. So our brain is not telling us that the pain medication is working. So now it may be working if it wasn't for the antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication running the receptors in our brain and fooling us to make us think that the pain medication isn't working. So now we're constantly in pain because our brains are now confused. So at that point, we're so disgusted with being in pain, we become suicidal. We cannot no longer tolerate the pain, or either we start to abuse the pain medication. We start taking more pain medication to relieve the pain, and the pain isn't going anywhere. So our brain is telling us, okay, this pain medication isn't working, I'm going to take more. Or it's not strong enough, so I'm going to start shooting up or smoking, because our brains is telling us that whatever we're using isn't working. This pain is still there because our brain is susceptible to confused with all of these different medications and the chemicals. That's where we're chemically imbalanced. So the doctors are all working together, and they admittedly said that they're working together to fool us, to make money with the pharmaceuticals, and also make money with the other doctors off of us, the pain sufferers. Now get this. Here comes in the chiropractors. Now we know chiropractors don't believe in medicine. So the chiropractors may possibly help us. And this is where this show came in place. It came in to get us to start using chiropractors. So let me ask you this. Have you ever treated with a chiropractor, and was it effective? Because we know that chiropractors don't like using medicine. They believe in adjusting the body, touching the body, I can't think of it, just had brain fog. The neuropath, no, I can't think of the word. The word will come to me. Where they treat you, where they touch your body, and it's a natural healing. So same thing is like acupuncture. So these doctors want to come in and they're telling us that this will work because it's natural and there's no medicine involved. Well, here's the thing. They openly admitted when during medical school, when they was going to medical school, they weren't taught to teach chiropractic studies. They were only taught medicine. So our chiropractors had to leave school and study chiropractic studies and the acupuncture studies and all the other studies that does not work with medicine. So you have to think about it. So what I've experienced, I went to chiropractic first. And when they're adjusting you, some chiropractors are not quite familiar with the body, and they can adjust you and actually mess you up. So you have to be careful. You have to do your research, also, because if you go into a chiropractor or acupuncture, for myself, I can't treat with acupuncture because it causes flare-ups for me. So when you want to go to a doctor that does not practice in medicine and natural remedies such as chiropractor, acupuncture, massage, whatever the neuropathy, I think is called, healing, you need to do your research and study and look at the success rate of these doctors before you go to these doctors, because you want to make sure that they may not be practicing in medicine, but they may know what they are doing. Because we have to remember, Medicare, and it said this on Pivot, Medicare is the top insurance company that pays for medicine. So of course, these doctors are seeking for Medicare clients, Medicare patients, because Medicare pays for a majority of anything, which is actually not true, because I have Medicare and I can't get my nebulizer or my sleep apnea machine through Medicare. I have to have another health insurance as a secondary, which you use as a primary here in New York. I don't know if it works the same way in other states. I'm sure it does, but Medicare is not all that. But anyhow, maybe if you're older, perhaps it is. I don't know. But anyhow, but they say that Medicare is the top insurance for the patients, and so the doctors use that Medicare and use those patients to do all the treatment. So that's something that you should keep in mind as well. These doctors are using their resources with the top insurance companies. The same thing with children. Children, we know that the insurance companies, all children are definitely going to be insured. They said this on Pivot on the show. So they push the immunizations. Immunizations are high in mercury. Remember when we were growing up, we had to have immunizations in order to get into daycare and to get into school. And it was only 6 immunizations at that time, depending on your age. Now the kids today have to have like 25, they said, immunizations. That is crazy in order to get into school. Now, parents need to look at the ingredients of the immunizations. What are the side effects of the immunizations? And before they even agree to get these immunizations for your children. The same thing for adults. I refuse a flu shot every year because there's antifreeze in the flu shot. And there's antifreeze, there's a lot of mercury in that. And when we already suffering from pain, we can't have extra metal in our body. And for all my viewers, Google, and this is true, Google metal in your body. We all have metal in our bodies. And if we have too much metal, you wake up with a funny taste in your mouth. I bet you didn't know that. If you wake up in the morning and you have a funny taste in your mouth, that's from having an overload of metal. The same thing with women or men. If you get a lot of yeast infections or urinary tract infections, that's from carrying a lot of metal in your body. And I've read what you can do is you take water, keep it on the side of your bed, and when you wake up in the morning, you take, this sounds nasty, but this is how you test to see if you have a certain amount of metal. You keep water next to your bedside table, and when you wake up in the morning, you get a hog of spit and you spit into the water. Now, if the water in your glass has strings, that's metal. If the water floats down to the bottom of your, if the saliva floats down to the bottom of your glass, that means you have toxic metal, tons of metal in your body. So keep that in mind. And that, the more metal we have in our body, the more pain it causes us. Tattoos is metal. Braces, when we have the doctors work on our mouths, that's metal. So just be very careful. When we're suffering from pain, you want less metal in your body. And there's a way you can detox to get the metal out of your body. So Google detoxing. My next video, I'll do the recipe on detoxing because I don't have it available, readily available for me. But I know that it's apple cider vinegar, honey, lemon, I think cinnamon, and something else I want to think. But I know it's apple cider vinegar, honey, cinnamon, and lemon. I think that's all. It may be all it. But you take that and you drink it, and it detoxes your body. But I'll make sure that I do a short video on how to detox your body from the metal. Sorry. So I just wanted to clarify this. I'm in so much pain, and I used to be so naive. I used to believe my doctors up until Saturday. Up until Saturday, you know, I would get upset with my doctor. I take limited medication now. I used to take, if you go back you type in Sassy Beauty 69 and you watch my videos from 2009, you will see, and I kid you not, I was high majority of the time that I did my videos. And I'm telling you, you will see that I didn't understand how high I was. And I was on a lot of medication. You'll watch some of my videos, and I had a big Ziploc bag full of medication. Now I'm down to maybe 9 medications, and that's like for hypothyroid, anti-inflammatory, blood pressure, vitamin D, vitamin B12, um, um, antidepressant, anxiety medication. So, oh, and my asthma medication. That's it. So I've come a long way, but it's like you're we feel so bad because we're in pain, but we need to learn how to treat ourselves where we're not depending on medication, we're not depending on medicine. We have to find another way that we can deal with our pain. And I know it's easier said than done, but the pain medication is killing us. The pain medication is dangerous, and believe it or not, people are abusing it, and there's so many people dying from overdoses. And there's people that are close to me, and I'm sure people close to you, that's already overdosed. And I've done videos just recently admitting myself that I've had suicide attempts and suicide tendencies. So I'm trying to heal myself, because the last thing I want to do is not be here for my family. It's a selfish thing, and not be here for my grandkids. And yes, I suffer from depression. And yes, I'm sad sometimes, especially this time of year. When it's nice, you won't hear me talk about things like this. But when it's cold, we all suffer from sad, just about all of us. We get sick of the cold weather. So any point, I hope that this video helps you. I try to overlook my pain sometimes and just educate as much as I can. And I'm in so much pain, but I hope that I'm doing the best I can to educate you and let you know what I'm going through on a daily basis. And I'm able to reach out to someone. And I hope that you reach out to me as well and share your stories with me, and we educate each other, because some people have lived with fibromyalgia a little longer than I have, or multiple sclerosis. And, I also suffer from hypothyroidism, and I don't have a clue on how to eat properly. I don't have a clue how to eat. I also have low blood sugar. I don't have a clue of what the proper meals to eat, and I don't eat. I'll sit here and I starve myself and I just drink fluids. And I'm only because I'm afraid to eat. I'm afraid to eat to gain weight, or I'm afraid to eat to get high blood sugar, or I'm afraid to eat, you know, to have a flare up. I'm totally afraid. So if you guys can help educate me on a proper diet or what I could do, that would help me. Let's help each other. And thank you so much for watching and for all your support. God bless you. I love you for watching Sassy Beauty 69, and have a great day.